In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you details of a stock which has a huge Palantir deal, 9 catalysts, and could potentially be ready for a strong breakout. And for MMTLP, I'm going to be sharing details of the Next Ridge Hydrocarbons 8K, where they will receive $6 million and also have issued 3 million shares. So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So from Yahoo Finance, we can see the stock market today. The S&P 500 has crossed the $6,500 mark. The Dow Jones has also hit record after the Nvidia earnings, which overall were quite good. We'll have a look at those quickly shortly, but from Market Watch we can also see the Dow Jones, the S&P 500 did record closes, and the focus was on the Nvidia earnings, which were overall quite good. And we can see headline here with regard to the Nvidia earnings, they beat the revenue expectations, and there was a strong boost to AI investment and the US stock market. So that was overall positive news. So we did share details of the earnings in the Discord, and we can see here in terms of the revenue, $46.7 billion versus an expected $46.1 billion. Earnings per share $1.05 versus $1.01, and also in terms of guidance, $54 billion versus an estimated $46 billion. So after the release of earnings, the shares were down approximately 3%. There has been a recovery, and I think overall investors may have expected something much better, but still excellent numbers by Nvidia. And in stock news shared in the Discord, keep an eye on ticker symbol PSTG, also known as Pure Storage. They had exceptional results and were up. Rocket Lab, also stock covered in a recent video, confirmed a Neutron launch later this year. We also shared some important insider buys, and also the news with regard to Intel. And the other stock that we have been watching is Open Door Technologies, ticker symbol OPEN, an important insider buy that we also shared. Let's now have a look at ticker symbol SRFM, also known as Surf Air Mobility, trading on the NYSE. And if we have a look at the 6-month chart, we can see it's up over 30% and potentially ready for a strong breakout, especially after news with regard to an uplist in the analyst to $7.50. So let's have a look at some research on the company, and we can see the company has flown over 331,000 passengers over the previous 12 months, and they have more than 66,000 flights in a fleet of over 50 Cessnas, and this makes it one of the largest commuter airlines in the United States by scheduled departures. So as far as the company are concerned, they also have an exclusive agreement with multi-billion-dollar market cap company Textron Aviation, also trading on the NYSE, ticker symbol TXT, and they also have a strategic relationship with Palantir. Palantir also a significant investor in Surf Air Mobility, and we know that they're looking at leveraging cutting-edge AI and data analytics from Palantir, which will certainly benefit the company. And as well as Palantir, significant institutional heavyweight investors also include BlackRock, UBS, and many others. They've just announced a $1 million purchase of company stock by the co-founder, so that is a strong sign of confidence in the company. In terms of recent earnings, revenue was at $27.4 million, and that certainly exceeded the guidance of just between $23 and $26 million. So why are we positive on this company, and why do we think it was potentially ready for a strong breakout? There are comparisons obviously with the company and Uber and Lyft, but obviously this is a company that is doing it in the air, and that's what makes it different. Surf Air Mobility is not just a concept, it's a fully operational business. It generates revenue. We've seen that with the figures, and they also have this deal with Palantir, and Palantir also have a stake of 4.46 million shares announced June the 26th, 2025. So we could say that is a sign of smart money, and Palantir have done their research. So in terms of the company profile, they're a Los Angeles-based company. They are looking at regional air mobility platform, expanding the category of regional air travels to transform flying through the power of electrification, and also using software. So they intend to develop powertrain technology with the commercial partners to electrify existing fleets. So I think the potential is huge. And from their investor relations page, we can also see in terms of the company, they state they are uniquely positioned to win in the regional air mobility market. They have scale, they have experience, they have depth, reach, technology and execution, and all with strong backgrounds in terms of the leadership. So if we look at the potential market opportunity, we can see the company will experience transformational growth over the next decade, with the potential market by 2035 worldwide between 75 billion and 115 billion, and the US market alone could be up to 22 billion. So huge potential there for the company. And if we have a look at obviously some of the figures, we can see here in terms of the revenue, the company is not really regarded as a long-term science experiment. I think this is a near-term commercial story with real milestones. So let's have a look at some of those figures. Top 5 shareholders are: number 1, very positive, which is Palantir, approximately 18%. Then we have Vanguard 3%, Sabi Management also quite high up, 9% in terms of the revenue. And the figures we can see here, $112 million in revenue, over 331,000 passengers, 66,000 plus scheduled departures, and 101 approximately daily departures. So tremendous figures there for SRFM. Let's have a look at all the catalysts and the top reasons to potentially invest in surf air mobility. So first of all, we can see there is a massive growth market, which we've just seen, and by 2035 it's expected to be between 75 billion and 115 billion dollars. So it is also one of the largest commuter airlines in the United States, and trading on the NYSE under SRFM. We've seen the flight details, we've seen the number of passengers in excess of 331,000 over the previous 12 months. They have also had impressive revenue performance of $112 million, with a strong beat in with regard to expectations. So they also have powerful commercial relationships, especially with Palantir Technologies and also Textron Aviation. I expect these to grow over the medium to long term as well. They have a seasoned leadership team with extensive experience and with strong confidence in the company going forward, especially with their 4-stage plan, which we're going to look at. So this multi-phase transformation plan is backed by $82 million from recent financing, and they're also executing this 4-phase transformation plan and looking at putting the company onto profitability. So there is this game-changing collaboration, and by harnessing Palantir's cutting-edge AI and data analytics performance platform, the collaboration will enable the company to deliver unparalleled operational efficiencies and set a new standard in air mobility market. So I think the company is certainly unique in this area. They are pioneering sustainable aviation, and they're not only focused on improving operational efficiency but also looking at sustainability and also the environment. The company are taking significant steps towards decarbonizing air travel, and I think that is long needed. So in terms of strategic partnerships and global reach, the company have also had deals in places like East Africa and Brazil, so well positioned there to take advantage of potential growth. So let's have a look at the 4-stage plan, and we can see here right now 2024 was phase 1. They're currently in phase 2. Phase 3 will be expansion, and phase 4 will be acceleration, and potential competitors include in phase 4 Uber, Airbnb, Joby, and also Archer. So tremendous growth plans there. And if we focus here on phase 2, that's where they are right now, which is optimization, and they're looking at potential profitability, and they're also in terms of the management, they're expecting the airline operations to become profitable in 2025. So keep an eye out in the next earnings. The strategy is focusing on an expanding market share, higher margins in terms of the jet category, securing inventory through advanced volume purchase agreements, and also looking at pursuing international partnerships. So as far as the phase 3 section is called, this is focusing on expansion, and they're looking at expansion in the year 2026. They are anticipating additional venture opportunities, leveraging the company's scale and looking at capitalizing on high growth initiatives with strategic partners. and they're also uniquely positioned to test, deploy software solutions that will power the emergence and growth of the regional air mobility segment, especially with companies such as McKinsey & Co. And the estimates here stated by them are looking at between a market value for globally up to $115 billion. So let's now have a look at the most important phase, which is phase 4, and this is acceleration. They're planning on spurring up the revenue growth, looking at the margin expansion, leveraging the air mobility platform to accelerate the adoption of aviation technologies and also emerge as a category leader. And I do have confidence in the company to do that. So let's have a quick summary of the phase 4, the 4 phases where the company are looking to make strong progress on their plan. So they have secured a $50 million loan from Convest Partners, so they are quite secure there from a cash flow point of view. They've extended the maturity of the company's secured debt to December 2028. That will enable to continue with their operations. They captured the M&A synergies totaling $6.5 million. They've secured $5 million in additional funding through the offering, so that's already gone through. They're looking at unprofitable routes and saving $4.6 million by exiting these routes. And certainly I think long term, keep an eye on SRFM. This is a stock that I have covered previously on the channel, and I think right now it's certainly worth adding to your watch list for the next day of trading, and certainly I also think it is ready for a potential breakout. Finally, let's have a look at the 8K released by NextRich Hydrocarbons, and we can see here in terms of the specific detail, they have confirmed entry into a material definitive agreement, and we can see on August 20th, 2025, the company entered into and closed a transaction with Panther Bridge LLC. So this is a Texas-based limited liability company, and obviously what's happened here is there has been a loan from Panther Bridge, and they have loaned the company $6 million. So the company sold Panther Bridge, which is NextRich Hydrocarbons, an 18% unsecured promissory note in the original principal amount of $6 million, along with 3 million shares of Series A redeemable preferred stock in the company. And we can also say there is an agreement and an assignment of a net profit interest, which they're also providing, and an option to convert to working interest from the ownership in the Panther prospect of the company. And I think important disclosure with regard to the Panther Bridge is that they are managed by Gregory McCabe Jr., and he is the son of Greg McCabe, the company's chairman. So that's the important thing that everybody needs to be aware of. In terms of the proceeds of the $6 million loan, these are going to be used to pay off the 12% secured promissory note held by Capco Holdings, and then obviously we have the $2 million here to pay obligations of the company for the Panther prospects. None of the proceeds are going to be used for personal debts owed to Greg McCabe Sr., the chairman, and also Panther prospect includes approximately 618 gross acres and 618 net acres of land. So that's certainly something to be aware of, and the holders of the preferred stock have no voting rights. Right, so that will be something important in terms of making decisions into as far as the company operations are concerned. However, what I'd now like to share with you is the latest update from Curtis in terms of the DTCC and the SEC, and he states here trades of MMTLP were not cleared through CNS on the last day of trading, December the 8th, so this level 2 exemption is directly relevant. And we can see here from FINRA.org, the SEC did not publish fail to deliver data for MMTLP for December the 12th because transactions for MMTLP executed on the last day of trading, December the 8th, were not cleared through CNS. And I think that is something of concern, because obviously it highlights how the hell did FINRA come up with this figure of 2.65 million short shares, and as well as the other data that they released, it calls it into question and makes it certainly definitely everything highly suspicious. So finally, what I'd like to do now is give a shout out to the previous week's weekly watch list. We had some great calls, including ALKT, that was up over 9.5% on the week, LYFT up over 7% on the week, NXT up over 6.1% on the week, OSCR, Oscar Health, up over 5.9% on the week, PanW on earnings up over 4.5%, and many more. So if you would like to get the next weekly watch list, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.